Now, the second thing you have to aim for, the first thing was early developer involvement. The second thing is constant designer involvement. You remember the image where with the two phases that glide into one another. Now, the second phase is the implementation phase, and there it is really important that you have designers involved in all the phase. Now, that's the second part that you see on the right side. Now, how can designers contribute to the implementation? Now, most of all, with design reviews. Implementation means you create you create a product, and you translate designs and visual concepts into working software, and there's a lot of interaction that has to be built, and interaction are really a tricky thing to to hand over as a concept. So there is a lot of description, and whenever there is a lot of description, there should be a lot of review. So you actually check what the developers are doing as close to what they are doing as possible. So it's not only if it works in a it doesn't throw errors way, but does it work in a interactive way, in a way that doesn't bother the user, like avoiding common mistakes, or showing errors in a way that users can benefit of the error messages, stuff like that. That is not exactly like not working, but is not really usable. We do a lot of coaching, like tell the developers a lot about user interaction, and empower them to really understand what user interaction and what design is about. So if you tell them and empower them, they will be much more confident in their work, and they will be extremely motivated to go on and learn more and get more into the mindset of making usable applications. Now, the benefit of constant designer involvement is it is a quality assurance. You make sure that whatever is defined during the design process actually is implemented and does not become waste paper as soon as the developers start to work on it. One more benefit is designers really feel much more confident if they have a coach, if they can ask someone, if someone is there and helps them and pats them on their shoulders if they do something great. And that's really awesome also on a team building level. And one more benefit, which is not to be ignored, is you have a lot less refactoring, because the interface is implemented in a good way from the start, and you don't have to re-implement stuff that is broken. So these are like the 3 key benefits for our constant designer involvement. Now, also here we have some possibilities how to involve designers constantly. You can do this first of all on a user stories level. Have designers review the user stories, see if everything that the developers need to implement the story is there, see if it's clear to them, see if it's still see if the the user story has been translated, or the I don't know, the wireframes have been translated into the user story well, so that the um, so that the developers can make sense of it. Watch the user stories. So if people start working on it, tag them. This works on physical boards. It works also on digital boards. So if you have Scrum or an Agile, a Kanban board, you can put. I put little labels where design is really important, and you see the design labels nodes in the queue. So that's really visible also to the team, not only to you. Uh, let's take designers part. Let designers take part in the dailies. This helps to get an overview what is done, what the developers are doing, and it helps prevent, or it helps solve impediments. Um, it's really important. It's really tough to keep up with, especially if you have several um, development several teams, and you are the designer for two teams, for example. It's really hard to uh, to be in the loop, not to be thrown out of the loop, because the team in this sprint is not doing anything design relevant. So getting back in the loop, stuff like this is really hard. So taking part in the dailies is really important. And the third possibility for designer involvement is the review of the work that is done. So if a story goes into review, don't only do an acceptance review in the sense of does it work and not break anything, but also on a level of interaction and I know, stuff like accessibility and flow, and do we really reflect what the original intention was. Yeah, and it all comes down to empowerment. If Agile is the collective code ownership, like we are all responsible for the code, and there is no everybody is in the same boat, then with UCD and Agile, you have a collective design ownership. Everybody is collectively responsible for the best implementation of the design ever. So yeah, this is what I wanted to say. I'm Bratwurstkomet on Twitter, and this talk is actually a much shorter version of a talk I gave it at the PHP Day in Italy. And you see the first URL here is the extended talk. My company is Leap, and my site is Memi Beltrame. Okay, thank you. If you have questions, please.